Hi, I'm Anthony Cramer from Cecil Walker Cycles in Melbourne. I've been in the bicycle industry now for about 27 years. It's my family business. We've been here since 1938. My dad started in the store when he was 14 years old, 1938. And my mum worked here until last year when she was 89 years old. And hopefully I'll still be here then. The main difference between the road bike and the cyclo-cross bike is the tyres and the type of brakes that it uses. With the cyclo-cross bike, you have the knobby tyres like a mountain bike, but of course they're still 700C. And of course you have disc brakes located in the front and the rear, a little bit hard to see in this position, but it makes for much better braking and of course with the tyres, much better grip. With the sizing of the cyclo-cross bikes, it's slightly different because the bottom bracket is slightly higher off the ground to give you greater ground clearance. So you want to make sure that you go to your local shop and get professionally fitted to the bike, because your size of frame may vary depending on what style of bike that you're going to buy in the cyclo-cross range. With the ratios on cyclo-cross bikes, they're slightly different to road bikes. Most of the time you can run 44, 34 type chain rings. You're not running 53, 39 because you're not going quite as quick cross country or over fences and things like that. So your ratios are made a little bit closer. This one here, for example, has 11 speed on it. So the ratios run all the way through the range rather than having big gaps on the front chainring. Other equipment that you may need, most of the basic things are still the same, i.e. helmets, lights, anything like that is still the same. Puncher repair, that's all the same, although now they're coming into tubeless, so you might not even get punches. But the main difference is going to be your pedals, which are going to be pedals and shoes, so you have mud shedding type cleat system. In other words, when you're off the bike running, jump back on the bike, it automatically clears the mud out of the pedals. As you can see here, I have the pedals and shoes that are normally used for mountain bike or cyclo-cross racing. As I was talking about before with the mud shedding cleats, as you can see, you stand on this pedal, it'll open up and allow the mud to come out of the pedal and therefore clip straight in, as opposed to a road bike where it's very difficult once you've got mud on the cleats. The difference between the road shoe and the mountain bike shoe is this one has a sole on it that you can actually walk on, has a little bit more flex, not a lot, but it has slightly more flex, so you can walk on it, has grip on cross-country riding. Okay, so we have here tyre and tube for a cyclo-cross bike. As you can see, the tube itself is slightly fatter because these are running 28mm tyres, 28 to 35mm, and in fact, just here you can see we have a 35mm tyre, which is the maximum size allowable when racing cyclo-cross. This one here, for example, is a fold-up. It comes in two different styles. It comes in a fold-up and a wire bead. The wire bead being slightly heavier and cheaper, and the Kevlar bead being slightly lighter and more expensive. The main difference with the disc brakes on the cyclo-cross bikes is hydraulic and mechanical. This one here, for example, is a hydraulic disc brake, and the reservoir is contained inside the brake lever itself, whereas a mechanical actually has a cable running down to the brake and is actuated at the brake caliper itself. You can also get a caliper brake. The big problem with that is the restriction of the type of brakes you can get, the quality of the brake, the wear and tear on the brake and the rim itself, because these rims here are actually a hydraulic rim brake, so they can't take mechanical brakes or the standard caliper brake. So the rims last a lot longer, and if you get a buckle, it makes it impossible, just about impossible to ride the bike still.